Don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and remember guys, this is for adults. Guys, don't forget to check me out on Instagram, Twitter, Pinterest to find all the photos that you want of these videos.
What's up you guys, it's ZacJacDan, back with another Every 4 Horsemen video. This time we are talking about 4 Horsemen Mythic Legions Necronominus wave. Check out this brand new wave from 4 Horsemen Mythic Legions. Such an awesome looking collection of figures. Raised on a farm on the open plains of Etheros, Sir Elijah grew up around horses and he became an equestrian whose skills were second to none. It is therefore no surprise that this young man was eventually recruited into the ranks of the Templar Emissaries, a subsect of the Templars of Etherion. The emissaries travel the realm carrying important messages and items at the behest of their faction's leadership. In addition to his skills as a rider, Sir Elijah is also fluent in a variety of tongues and more than capable of defending himself and the important messages he carries. This is a standard figure which will be $37, plus shipping and taxes where applicable. He features a head-to-toe new knight build with all new tooling, including both a helmeted head and an unhelmeted look. These new parts were specifically made to give this updated knight body an increased range of motion for posability while still retaining the look fans have come to love from Legion's figures. Sir Elijah also includes a soft goods Templar tunic and an armory of brand new weapons making their debut in this wave. The Dark Four were defeated by the great beasts and banished from the realm of Mythos. Powerful magic was used to imprison the Lord of Death, and those same spells sent many of the monstrosities that fought in his army away as well. Known as the Turpiculi, these long-forgotten terrors of the First Age come in a variety of forms, and all are horrible. The heroic warriors fighting for Mythos today have never seen an enemy like a Turpiculus, and as the barrier between that realm and the prison where Necronominus and his acolytes have waited begins to weaken, these rotting denizens of death stir and prepare to fight once again. This is a deluxe figure which will be $45, plus shipping and taxes where applicable. He features a head-to-toe new build of bone parts. The limbs can be swapped out and reconfigured, and the Turpiculi comes with 2 heads, allowing you to create a variety of looks for this undead monster. As haughty and proud as he is wealthy, Serato Rick is one of the richest individuals in Etheros. Having made his fortune in shipping, Serato Rick's favor was coveted by the corrupt individuals who sought to gain control of the faction. He snubbed these advances, and he could not be bribed, for he had more riches than all of these corrupt politicians combined. Instead, Serato Rick gave generously to the arts and to the charities of Etheros. Now that the order is back on the righteous path, this lavishly dressed knight uses his wealth and his sword arm to defend the cause of the crowned eagle. This is a standard figure which will be $37, plus shipping and taxes where applicable. He features the same new knight body that we showed with the Sir Elijah figure. This body will allow for an increased range of motion for posing and play, while sacrificing nothing when it comes to the detail of the sculpture and paint applications which Legion's figures have become known for. Serato Rick comes with a helmet with flip-up visor, a soft goods skirt, and more brand new knight weapons making their debut in this new wave. When Necronominus was recalled to Mythos, he did not return alone. Loyal acolytes of the Lord of Death who had been banished with him after the First Great War returned as well, including the ghoulish child of Necronominus named Beluolith, a beastmaster who commands a skeletal chimera, the Legion of Turpiculi, as well as other unnatural monsters that have not been seen in Mythos since the First Age. She resumes her role as one of the generals in her father's Undead Army. This is a deluxe figure which will be $50, plus shipping and taxes where applicable. As a beastmaster, this child of Necronominus comes with a menagerie of undead creatures, including the skeletal chimera she leads on a chain. Beluolith also includes a skeleton bird on her arm and a caged skeletal serpent that hangs off her back. She also includes a pair of heads as well as multiple hand options as part of this deluxe figure set. The dark days of the Order of Etheron are now in the past, thanks to the leadership of Sir Gideon Heaven's Brand, a selfless man whose conviction and faith are unwavering. It is his example that is needed as the darkness of Necronominus returns and death itself walks once again in Mythos. Sir Gideon's faith shall be tested, yet it shall not break, even as the dead rise from their graves and stand against him on the field of battle. Leading an army of knights, Templars, mystics, and paladins, Sir Gideon and the Order of Etheron march to meet the horrors of the congregation, bringing the purifying light of the crowned eagle with them. This is a standard figure which will be $37, plus shipping and taxes where applicable. This new version of one of our line's key characters is updated in every way. Not only does it feature the brand new knight body build we have created for this wave, but parts of this figure were sculpted specifically for the Order of Etheron, including Sir Gideon's pauldron, elbow, and knee armor. Sir Gideon Heaven's Brand 2 features 2 heads, one helmeted head with a flip-up visor and one unhelmeted head. He has a soft goods tunic and brand new weapons, including the Order of Ethyron sigil shield and a new Heaven's Brand sword complete with sheath. Sir Gideon Heaven's Brand 2 really shows our vision for what an updated version of one of our older characters should be. The mighty steed known as Bishop was born lame in the stables of the Heaven's Brand family. Set to be put out of its misery, a young Gideon pleaded that the foal be given a chance. The stablemaster told the boy he could pray that night, but come morning the horse would need to be put down. Gideon stayed by the white horse's side that evening, praying continually until sleep overtook him. When he awoke, the horse was miraculously cured, and it was deemed that the healing touch of Ethyron himself could be seen in this miracle. Since that time, Sir Gideon and Bishop have been inseparable. They ride into battle as one, their hearts pure and true, for they know that faith has the power to turn away even death. This is our first ever deluxe horse figure set, and it will be $65, plus shipping and taxes where applicable. This figure uses the popular horse build seen on our previous steeds, but in a long requested white color. Bishop also comes with brand new armor pieces, premium soft goods, and a large lance weapon. All of the armor, tack, saddle, and soft good are removable and compatible with any of our other horse figures. You can remove these pieces to outfit other horses or to use Bishop as a white horse for other characters. Before the Lord of Death appears, there is Maxilius the Harvester. Necronominus comes forth to raise the dead and grow his army, and the Harvester's job is to give his master fields of freshly reaped bodies to turn to his side. Maxilius is as unstoppable as the passage of time. He is a force of nature that cannot be reasoned with or slowed. He exists only to kill. Entire companies of knights have fallen at his feet as the Harvester comes to reap, a scythe in one hand and an hourglass swimming with the souls of his victims in the other. When you hear the rattling of the bones he wears upon his chest, you know the Harvester is close. This is a standard figure which will be $37, plus shipping and taxes where applicable. This figure offers fans a variety of display options, starting with the Harvester look with his robe and bone armor. You can also remove that armor and display him with his scythe weapon for a classic Grim Reaper look. Remove the remove and you have a hand-to-toe skeleton build, something Legion's fans have been requesting for years. This body is a brand new build for the Necronominus wave, including 2 brand new skull head sculptures and his scythe and hourglass accessories. Once as evil and savage as the rest of the impure, the ogre named Suruxike was visited in his sleep by a vision of a golden bird wreathed in flames that cleansed rather than consumed. Waking from his dream, Suruxike immediately made his way to Ethrios. Seen as a threat and turned away, the ogre found a simple hut in the mountains. Here he made his home, combing over prayer books left behind by a mystic who had found enlightenment many years prior. Travelers through the land told the strange tale of the remote hut and the devout ogre who now prayed to Ethyron. These tales eventually made their way to Sir Gideon Heaven's Brand, and the leader of the order sought out the ogre and bade him return with him to the crown city. Today, Suruxike is one of the most faithful, and most powerful, warriors fighting for the legions of light. This is an ogre scale figure which will be $65, plus shipping and taxes where applicable. This massive figure features a wealth of new ogre scale parts, all of which are compatible with our previously released ogre figures. The ornate look and incredible paint detailing on this figure's armor, coupled with his massive hammer weapon, make this imposing new character a must-have for Legion's collections. The last of the Dark Four to return to Mythos, Necronominus is the most powerful of these evil gods. While the Dark Four have no leader, they all defer to Necronominus, for all their powers lead to death, and that is his domain. A vision of pure horror clad in tattered vestments and wielding the mighty Godrazor, Necronominus resurrects an army of the undead to follow behind him. They are a mindless force totally devoted to the Lord of Death and his children, an army that swells as fallen foes are touched by the dark magic of the Godrazor to become soldiers for the congregation of Necronominus. This final member of the Dark Four is a deluxe figure which will be $60, plus shipping and taxes where applicable. This incredibly detailed figure features premium soft goods, a brand new figure sculpture from head to toe, his giant Godrazor weapon, and a new pair of gigantic skeletal wings. This incredibly imposing figure is sure to be a centerpiece for any Legion's display, especially when paired with his horse, Kanaboos. See separate post for that figure. Necronominus will go up for pre-order, along with the rest of the figures in this wave, on November 4, 2022 at 4 p.m. EST at www.storehorseman.com. Besides the single release of this character, he will also be available in a 2-pack with his horse for $110. The skeletal steed of Necronominus, Kanaboos, is every bit the vision of horror that his master is. It is said that the clopping of Kanaboos' hooves awakens the dead, and then the touch of his master's relic weapon, the Godrazor, brings them back from the peace of the grave and makes them a soldier in his undead army. Once risen, they form up like supplicants behind the Lord of Death, moving in unison with the clopping of his pale horse. Many fans wondered if we would actually release a full skeleton horse, and we are happy to do so with Kanaboos. This deluxe horse set will be $65, plus shipping and taxes where applicable. It is a top to bottom new sculpture to achieve the skeleton limbs of Necronominus steed. While all these pieces are new, they are all fully compatible with our previously released horse figures. Kanaboos will go up for pre-order, along with the rest of the figures in this wave, on November 4, 2022 at 4 p.m. EST at www.storehorseman.com. Besides the single release of this character, he will also be available in a 2-pack with Necronominus for $110. The undead ranks of the congregation of Necronominus are made of more than just skeletons. The zombified remains of the freshly dead, the flesh still clinging to their bones, claw their way from the grave to march behind the Lord of Death. The restless spirits of the long deceased also fly forward, their ghostly bodies given the power to animate suits of cast-off armor and wield weapons in their spectral hands. There is no peace in death for these souls, no rest beyond the grave, for they have returned to mythos as part of the Undead Army of Necronominus. This is one of our popular builder sets, and it will be $55, plus shipping and taxes where applicable. Previous sets, Barbarian, Knight, focused more on extra armor and weapons, but this undead set is based more on body parts. With a set of zombie limbs, as well as a set of ghost limbs, plus 4 total heads, this set allows for an incredible number of pop and swap display options. It is also a great set to pair with Legion builder figures to add some soldiers to your undead army. 3 different accessory packs available in this pre-order, including the Knights of Ethyron weapons pack with a variety of new weapons to arm your knights, a Knights of Ethyron hands pack with 15 total sets of hands, 3 in each color, and a Skeletons of Necronominus hands and feet pack with 6 sets of hands and 2 sets of feet. The touch of Necronominus horrible Godrazor weapon brings the dead back to life, so we wanted to show the dreaded power in action as part of the Mythic Legions. Necronominus Wave. These 4 figures, Sir Elijah, Serato Rick, Suruxike, and Bishop the Horse will all come with bonus dead heads as part of the normal figure release. Both the ones pre-ordered from Store Horsemen and the ones offered down the road by our approved retailers will include these bonus heads. The zombie-like horse head seen on the Bishop figure is the same one used on our Phobos figure, but these other 3 heads are all brand new sculptures making their debut in the line. This means that each of these figures now come with 2 heads, while Sir Elijah comes with 3. These undead editions add even more value to these figures and they give fans and customizers a variety of display options for these new releases. I hope you enjoyed this video. Leave any comments, hit that notification bell to be aware of any of my new content. And guys, don't forget to check me out on Instagram and Pinterest to find all the photos you want of these videos.